What's going on, everybody? Brian Daniels here with The Domain, and I want to talk about the PlayStation Plus announcement that Sony came out with yesterday as far as the new changes coming to PlayStation Plus starting in June. Now, we've known for about a month or two that PlayStation and Sony was working on a competitor to Game Pass, and it looks like that has been revealed yesterday. So I want to talk about the new revamped PlayStation Plus. I'm going to talk about how it's now a multi-tiered subscription service, and we're going to talk about why I don't think that this is competitive at all to Game Pass. So this was announced on the Sony blog yesterday. And I've thought about this now since it was announced, and yeah, this is actually somewhat disappointing, and a lot of this doesn't make any sense. But before I get into my thoughts on this whole matter, I want to take time to thank every single one of you for subscribing to the domain. Thank you so much for your support. We absolutely appreciate it. We could not do this without you. Also, our website is now live, so you guys can go over to the domain gpce.com right now and go check out some amazing articles from the worlds of gaming, pop culture, and entertainment, which is all the things we cover here on this brand. And also, if you like this video, you know what to do. Anyway, so Sony announced that they were doing a multi-tiered subscription service for PlayStation Plus, and they've got 3 different levels, and I want to go into this here. So let's start off with PlayStation Plus Essential. So this is PlayStation's entry-level service. This is essentially what you're already paying for right now for PlayStation Plus. It provides the same benefits that PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, and online multiplayer access. And there are no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. So really, this is just what you've already been receiving with PlayStation Plus. You're not getting anything. You're not getting anything additional. This is the base tier. If you've already had PlayStation Plus for as long as it's been around, this is what you get. So next, we get into the second tier, which is the new tier, PlayStation Plus Extra. Provides all the benefits from the Essential tier, adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the Extra tier are downloadable for play, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Price in the United States is $14.99 a month, $39.99 quarterly, and $99.99 a year. And then, of course, you've got your European, your United Kingdom, your Japan price points, etc. Anyway, so this is supposed to be competitive to Game Pass. Game Pass is also $14.99 a month. You get all sorts of things with Game Pass. You get 100, of the best games on Xbox. You get day one exclusives. You can see here in this graphic, I'm going to show you. You get all this and more for $14.99 a month. Granted, you don't get a yearly price, which I think hopefully Xbox will change at some point. You don't get a yearly subscription, but maybe they'll come out with one. But you get day one exclusives on Game Pass. You don't get day one exclusives here on this service. It says you get 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games. So let's think about that for a second. The PS5 has been around for almost 2 years now, right? But there's not 200 even PS5 games. There's not even 100, as far as I know, PS5 games. There's just not that many. There's not that many PS5 games. We all know this. The same can really be said for Microsoft. There's not a lot of exclusives Let me make that very clear. Both consoles do not have a lot of exclusives. I don't even think Microsoft has 50 exclusives. Sony definitely does not have 50 exclusives. I'm talking games like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, the new God of War coming up, the one that just came out, Horizon Forbidden West. Things like that that are exclusive to the brands. There really isn't that many as far as current gen goes. Now, last gen, PS4, Xbox One, there's a ton of exclusives, albeit there are a lot more better ones on the Sony side, which I'm not going to sit here and deny. Sony does a damn great job with single-player exclusives. They do. I mean, you've got Uncharted, God of War, Ratchet and Clank. The list goes on, right? So, but my thing is, I feel like you're going to get more PS4 games from this, out of this 400. We're talking, will they put on Ghost of Tsushima? I would hope they would put on the God of War that came out on the PS4. Things like that. Horizon Zero Dawn, will we see that? Will we see Horizon Forbidden West? Who knows? This doesn't come out until June, so I would hope that they would do that. But the good thing is they're all downloadable for play. That's the good thing. My problem with this, though, is that there's no day one exclusives. No day one exclusives. Why? I know Jim Ryan had talked in the blog that they don't think that it would be beneficial to their the way that they work out, basically saying that they think that would be a lot more pressure. They don't feel that they could put out great exclusives if they put them on PlayStation Plus Extra. I find that very hard to be true, but this just, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a great value. At least you're not having to stream these games, right? At least on this tier, you can actually download all these games, which is a plus, and that's a big plus from PlayStation Now, which is what this is supposed to be a combination of, is those two services put together. But then we get to the third tier, which is PlayStation Plus Premium. So let's get into this. Let's go over this. Provides all the benefits from essential and extra tiers. It adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available cloud streaming. Really? I'll get back to that. A catalog of beloved classic games available on both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations. Offers cloud streaming access for original PS2, PSP, regular PlayStation, and PS4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and the PC. Time-limited game trials will also be offered in this tier, so customers can try select games before they buy. Prices, as you see here, $17.99 a month, $49.99 quarterly, and $120 a year. So it's this tier that I have the absolute biggest problem with. I mean, I have an issue with the second tier anyways. There's no day one exclusives. But here, there's still no day one exclusives. None. You get an additional 340 games. You get PS1, PS2, and somehow PSP, which is interesting. But which you can download and stream. But come on, Sony, why can't we do PS3? Now, before a lot of you get into the whole technical aspects of what the PS5 can and can't do, and as far as PS3 technology goes, I get it. I get that it was intricate because of the cell processing. But what I don't understand is there are people out there that have already made emulation, that already have emulators for the PS3 that work on PC. Now, I just don't understand, but how is it that they can make those emulators for the PS3 on a PC, but Sony, the company that made this console, right, somehow, some way cannot make an emulator for the PS3 to allow games to be downloaded to the PS5 or the PS4? I find that very, very hard to believe. I don't care what anybody says. I find that extremely, hard to believe, and actually at this point unacceptable, because going back to Game Pass for $14.99 a month, which by the way, this is $2 more than the mid tier. It is $17.99 a month. Why do you have to pay $2 more to get access to an even bigger library of games? This doesn't make sense to me. Because on the Game Pass side of things, not only do you get, let me say this again, day one exclusives, but you get access to a variety, and a good variety, of OG Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, and you also get Xbox One games. This makes no sense to me whatsoever that Sony is going to charge people, what, $3 more? $2 more, whatever, $3 more? Yeah, $3 more. To have a back catalog? No. That is what doesn't make it competitive to me. Outside of the fact that you still don't get day one exclusives, which hopefully that changes before June or even a couple months after that, because that to me just doesn't value there. Why would anybody want to pay even $14.99 a month, let alone $18 a month, when they don't still have to go and buy games for $70? Because that's right, PS5 games are $69.99. The same with Xbox games. A lot of those, unless they don't have smart delivery, they're $70. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is $70 for the next level edition, the next generation edition. It's $70, right? So you mean to tell me, Sony, that you expect and you want people to pay this money, even $120 a year, which, granted, that's a better price. I'm not gonna say value, but it's a better price, because you can't even, there is no yearly subscription model yet, which I bet Xbox will change, for the Game Pass Ultimate is what I've been referring to. Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you access to PC games, and a lot of those PC games you can't play that are not available on the console. You get console games, you get cloud streaming on a tablet, on a smartphone, on your TV. Here it's a little limited. And then to kind of kick you while you're down, you get time-limited game trials. That's what also I don't understand is, Sony, why are you going to put behind a paywall time-limited game trials? Game trials should never, under any circumstances, ever. And I know Nintendo Switch Online, you've done this too. I do believe when you had the Captain Toad game, that was only available for Nintendo Switch Online customers. You should not put these game trials behind a paywall. Demos, game trials, and the like should be free. That should not be put behind a paywall. But it's almost like they're laughing at their customers at this point. That's my problem with Sony, is they take advantage of their customers. They're taking advantage of you. They want you to buy this, which I don't think is at all remotely competitive with Game Pass, while yet still wanting to suck money out of you for their exclusives. Uncharted, if there's going to be any more Uncharted, which I probably think there will. God of War Ragnarok. Think about this. All these future titles, Ghostwire Tokyo, things like that. They want you to still pay $70 for these games. But then they want to spit in your face by making you have to pay for this stuff. Or not making you, but wanting you to pay for these subscription services that still don't include those great games. Right? So this just does not feel even closely competitive, especially when you can't download PS3 games, which, I'm sorry, there's no excuse for Sony at this point to, if they can make a great console in the PS5, which it is a great console. It's a great console. I love the controller. I hope that Microsoft does something with that along the way. You build these machines with these amazing graphics cards and things like that, and you mean to tell me you can't make it to where the PS5 can download a PS3 game to play? I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit. So I'm very disappointed in this. I was hoping for more. To make people even have to pay more for your back catalog and to enjoy the past PlayStation titles. I'm sure that's going to include games like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and things like that. That's absurd. Microsoft has already given all of that stuff for one price a month $14.99 a month, and not making people pay more, right? And hopefully, I'm gonna be curious to see what this is gonna be like when this comes out in June. I'm excited to see what the sales numbers are gonna be, how many people are gonna be a part of each tier. I don't know if those numbers will be released. But man, Microsoft is killing it with Game Pass, and this just doesn't feel like this is that competitive to what Microsoft's putting out. But other than that, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. We always read our comments here on the YouTube channel, here on the domain. I do respond to comments. Let me know what you think. Is this competitive? Will you be checking this out? Do you feel that that Microsoft still has an advantage over Sony in this specific department when it comes to a Game Pass type deal? Let me know, and let me know what you like to see out of Sony's, I guess, PlayStation Essential and Extra, or what have you, premium tiers. What you want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.